Good morning, chat. Hope y'all are doing fantastic today. Plans. Today, we are going to mostly just be fixing stuff up. Yep, got a minor texture update. That'll be like, I don't know, 5-10 minutes. Then the bigger problem today is the legs. Because those legs did not work. Which I knew there were going to be potentially problems here with trying to pair different animations together for different body parts. So we'll see about that. I have no idea right now, though. The neck weirdness. Still not sure what happened there. Let's go ahead and move this up. That's not what I grabbed. There we go. Yeah, so we'll do all the texture work first today. But yeah. Before jumping into all that, let's do our startup. Let's see, over the past couple days, I did start using Cartathea for daily content. And I kind of love her. She's great. You push buttons and damage happens, which is exactly my type of character. Hello? Hello? Windows? Windows. Okay, thank you. Hey there, Ayrton. How's it going? For me, it's going pretty good. Just getting my work week started. Gonna do a few minutes of gaming to give people time to respond to notifications and stuffs. And then we're gonna do model work again. Made any cool games recently? I mean, I'm almost a year and a half into making my game. So, yes and no. It's a long time? Not really. Considering production time for most games ranges between 3 and 5 years. Only saw my Blender thing? Well, all of that is in service of my game. Yep. Why are you still compiling shares? Been working on your game for 7 months, but every 3 months you made a different game. Alright. That strikes me as potentially unfocused, but if it works for you, man, great. It feels like I've been working on it for an eternity, so a year and a half must feel like Can't remember the beginning. There are times when it feels like it's a long time, but most of the time it feels like it was just a few months ago I started. You have 4 releases on Steam and started game dev last year. Hey, that's amazing. Congrats, man. That's absolutely massive. What are we grinding today in this?
Power to split and merge matter.
Yeah, I'll need more of that. Instead of taking a break to do something else, I just take a break to make a minigame instead. Helps us shake off and come back fresh. Very, very cool. I don't think I could do that. That... Any upcoming releases that interest me? Yes! Whenever it decides to happen, Titan Quest 2 I am exceptionally excited for. I adored the original Titan Quest. Like, the whole aesthetic, the 2-class character creation system, very, very happy with. And you also make sure that the scope is doable in a weekend for the minigame. That's good. I don't know that I could accomplish that. I should say, I'm not sure there's any game that I would want to create that I could create that fast. Don't know why I felt like a Titan Quest 2 existed. It does not yet. They've had, I think, a beta test. But nope, it's not out yet. Titan Quest 1 definitely had DLC. Combat's so complicated with her. However will I keep up? Now, obviously I could be using the rest of her kit, but for this content, this is good enough. And one more.
Conception. If it's a duel, heavens descend! Her true form revealed at last. Exonerate. Sentence before.
Aha! Goodbye. Alright. Let's see. Yeah, we basically just got started. Got plenty of time. I didn't even beat 15 enemies? Garbage. But that'll do. Oh, right. There's this new combat event going on. You guys may recall we had one of these a little while ago. Basic idea is clear the stuff over in the Crisis Trial to unlock bonus challenges to make Disaster Trial harder, which lets you get more stress level to unlock more rewards. Let me clear out those notifications. Okay, what are we doing here? Less healing. All enemies gain a shield. Casting Liberation grants all your characters a shield. Gain a shield. And when not shielded, take damage. Okay. I can probably handle that. When Resonators deal Spectre damage to enemies with Spectre Frazzle, enemies' Spectre resistance is reduced. And Resonance Liberation cooldown is reduced by 50%. Okay. I know exactly what team we're taking now. Baiji, Cappuccino, and Phoebe. Should be easy peasy.
Thanks for watching. Listen, the trio of destiny. Together we rise.
Oh, I messed that up. She's using air erosion on them.
I leave it to me.
It's okay, I can fix this.
Mind the tempo.
Oh,
Tuning in.
wait, the air erosion is enough damage to just win? Alright, try that again. We'll play the other song this time. There we go. Much better. And yeah, we have just enough time to clear the next one. Oh, whatever. Stuff is happening. The short answer is stuff is happening. Let's see. They're recommending Arrow. Stamina recovery increased and less damage while above 50%. Not sure how the element is going to be relevant, but sure.
Thanks for watching. Mind the tempo. Let the show begin. Trumpet. True
And transform.
revealed at last. Sounding the death knell.
And Excalibur.
Split the heavens.
God, she is such a show-off. Actually, with how fast that went, I might have enough time for finishing up dailies on this. Dailies. Elegy and March of Brutal Pacts. I don't have enough for both. Pulls in resonators every 10 seconds. That's probably better for me. Buff. All enemies have their defensing. The stack. Wait. What? No. Oh, this is a new thing they've done. I'm not a fan. So, in order to unlock some of these, you have to have already cleared this level with a high enough stress level. Like this one, until I do this specific level with 12 stress, I can't add this modifier. Which feels very silly to me. Since if I can complete it with these difficulty, like additional difficulty things added, obviously I can do the easier version. Very, very silly. Presence Liberation and Liberation. Oh yeah. Got this. Wait. Select. Oh. Okay. Am I allowed to do this without modules? Question. Yes, I can attempt this without any modules added. That'll keep things easier. And after this, definitely gotta get to work.
Commence healing. Art unveiled. My company. Take this. You will yield. The world is mine. Is that it? Masterpiece complete. Anthem still standing. Round hope sacred. Still recognize me. Lead of me.
Endless reverberation.
Where's my feather? Hello? Ew.
Capture the spirit. My company. Hostility.
And we're done.
Glory demands more.
Good job, Carlotta.
I am Baiju, a researcher at the Huashu Academy.
One thing I'm going to look at. Yeah, so I've actually got to clear this thing quite a few times to build up the stress level where I can put in the maximum stress. Very, very silly. Yeah, I'll do some of this offline. But in general, this goes back to one of the game dev principles we've talked about, is don't just arbitrarily add time to gameplay. If it's not a meaningful expansion of gameplay, you should probably not do it. Like having a player repeat something over and over again is probably a bad idea. Unless that thing is specifically enjoyable on its own.
Transmitting frequency. Appear. Appear before me. Conception. Appear before me.
Just healing my characters up. Anything else I'm missing today? Oh, we're done for the week. Nice. And nothing else I need to pay attention to. Cool. Next! Don't need you. Wizard stuffs. Okay, only in 2 spots. Should be easy enough. Or not. Yeah, that is a job for paint. Definitely a job for paint. Gorgeous. Music is so intense. Yeah. One of the many tracks that are potentially going to be in my game. Okay, well that's partially fixed. Oh no. Don't tell me I've got to get rid of that. No! We're doing that a different way. Somehow. I'll figure out something. Somehow, some way. That actually might be enough. Just one sweep for the two. It works. Quite well, actually. The heck is going on there? I don't remember that problem existing. Okay, where else am I missing stuff? Sure. Not that color. Well, I got part of it. Okay. And done. Yeah, I need to find that. Huh? Why are the hands erupting out of the sleeves? Not right. Stop it. I'll bet the problem there you are. And this is sort of a cautionary tale to all aspiring artists out there. For texturing like this, add some buffer space, please. Apparently I did that over here, just didn't do it over there. That's cool. Oh. Where is that triangle? Hey there, still needs work. How's it going? I'm gonna try to do this a dumb way that should work. Which y'all know the rule. If it works, then it wasn't dumb to begin with. Alright, last thing. Touch up on the texturing. The shoulder pads. How am I doing? I'm doing pretty good. Though, had some bad news about the lawyer that I tried to contact about filing for some intellectual property stuff. They're already representing people that would be my competition, so not an option. Very, very sad, but it happens. Yeah, but like I said, it happens. So, and I kind of had an inkling that this was going to be a lot of hard work anyway to just find a lawyer for this. Because the thing I'm trying to get some IP protection on is very general, which means there's a long, long list of companies that if a lawyer is already representing, then they cannot represent me. So there's not that many lawyers that can represent me. Okay, how am I going to do? There's a lot of spots to hit for this. Let's try GIMP. Nope. That's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. Okay. Other options. I think I got it all. Okay. Just gotta make it a bit darker gold. I think that's probably about right. Not sure about that spot, but probably as good as I'm gonna get. What happened to the gloves? Why are they seemingly bigger than before? And in the wrong position. Oh, right, because I'm not actually using these gloves. Ignore that. There they are. What happened here? What? Are you kidding me? Uh, excuse me? Okay. We're gonna save here, and I'm gonna try something stupid. Why? Why are you like this? Okay, what is this? Upper arm. Can I do something with that, maybe? Maybe? There's no avoiding that clipping. Yeah, I think this is better. Gonna be a pain, but clear all. Those actually look pretty equivalent. Oh, they're not. Uh, yeah, I don't know what to do here. This seems to be the right way to go about this. Actually, there's an easier way to do this. Which one is going to be easiest to adjust? This one. Okay, so just barely coming into the torso. Uh-oh. Okay. I think we're done there. Next. What are we doing next? I have no idea. One thing, I need to lighten that up to match this. Way too dark. On the shoulder pads it's fine, but it does need to match on here. The song always has me think you're ending stream. Yeah, about that. Hmm. There we go. It will not show up again. It looks like my startup song is not included anyway. So, should be good. I don't think that'll show up ever again now, as far as random songs. But this means I never get to hear it now, which is sad. Alright. Finally got the selection I want. Colors. Saturation. I think I want a light. And slightly, very slightly desaturate. Pretty close. Sometimes when you were walking around the house with wireless headset, you're like, no, it's ending. Yeah, I got it fixed now. Such demanding chat. I cannot tell. Oh, it's under here. Whew. Small heart attack, but it's okay. I think that's about as close as I'm gonna get on matching those colors. And I think I've got to get rid of the light blue trim. As sad as that is. Because I really like it. But I think it's got to go. Yeah. That the only spot that remaining? Huh. Alright. Yeah. And it's gone. And the final spot. Hmm. Here we go. All touched up. Okay. Oh, wait. Figure out how to handle legs. Legs don't exist. Legs are a figment of our imagination. I don't know, guys. I'm not smart enough for this. Here, we'll just have the internet answer us. ChatGPT. With all the intelligence of AI, I need to know how to leg. How to leg. How to leg. Could you clarify by what you mean by how to leg? It could mean a few different things. Exercise, sports, slang, colloquial. Anatomy, biology. How to leg. I'll give you a few quick interpretations. If you mean how to leg is in working out legs. No. How to leg. Yeah. You are asking plainly, seriously, absurdly, or existentially how to leg? Here's possible answers. How to leg, a guide. Excellent. Excellent. We're getting answers. Step 1. Stand. Engage gravity. Place feet on ground. Confirm you have legs. Good start. Balance. Shift weight from one leg to the other. Wait, whoa, 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 whoa. Oh wait, it did say confirm I have legs plural. Okay, good, good, first step. This is called standing like a human. I think ChatGPT did recognize it's getting trolled, by the way. And I think it's trolling back. I think that's what's happening right now. Step 3. Step. Move one leg forward. Transfer weight. Repeat with the other. You are now legging. Stride. Add rhythm. Add power. Congratulations. You are walking. But that explains how to walk. That's not how to leg. Advanced legging. Walking is advanced legging. Got it. Sprint. Engage primal instincts. Something's chasing you. Leg it. Philosophical mode. To leg is not just to move limbs. It is to become motion. To leg is to reject stillness. To say, I leg, therefore I am. Yeah, we're totally being trolled by ChatGPT right now. I love it. If you're still asking how to leg, I'm starting to think you already are. Want a diagram, poem, dance tutorial? No! Not advanced legging. How to leg! This is great. Ah, I see now. You're not walking. You're not running. You're not sprinting. You're trying to leg. How to leg in its purest form. Not walking, not standing, not advanced legging, just leg. Here's how. Acquire leg. Confirm leg status. 1 or 2, fresh or plastic. Doesn't matter. Leg is not a luxury. Leg is a state. Enter the leg state. Sit, think, leg. Don't use the leg, just be the leg. Let go of foot, forget thigh, become calf. Leg gently. No motion yet, just intention. Slight twitch, that's legging. A subtle flex, prime leg behavior. Step 4, don't over-leg. Too much effort? You're walking again. Calm yourself. Return to leg. Inhale, exhale, wiggle toe. Leg achieved. Summary. You do not learn to leg. You remember. You've always known how. Now go. Leg. Or don't. That too is leg. Oh, this is the most beautiful thing I've seen in so long. I love it. And thank you for the clip. That's whoo. This is magic. This is magic in a can right now. Thank you for your teachings, Sensei. I will now go forth and leg. How do you spell sayonara with like bad English? Good enough. Sayonara, Sensei. So, by the way, the owners of ChatGPT came out saying that they were losing literally millions of dollars because people were thanking ChatGPT because, like, why would you thank an AI? It doesn't make any sense. But because people are being polite and thanking AI, it's literally costing the company millions of dollars, which I find hilarious. And I am adding to the problem right now. Bows deeply. You have learned well, young one. Go now and leg with honor. May your stride be steady, your calf true, and your sock never bunch. Sayonara, disciple. The world awaits. The emojis. Vanishes into the mist, one perfect leg step at a time. ChatGPT's gotten smarter at this. This was actually really well put together. I'm shockingly impressed by this. Like, well done. I think I want to save this transcript if I can. Because this is magical. At the very least, I've got that. But let's archive this. What? Maybe I'm not allowed to archive. Either way, I've got a copy, and that was... Oh, that filled my soul with joy. Now, on a serious note, how to leg. I have no idea. Here's what we're gonna do. First, I need to bring back the interior texture because that whole theory did not work. at all. Save. Import EX. Now I just need to figure out how to get it matched up to that somehow, magically. Oh boy. First things first. First off, you should not be in that collection. You should be part of Wizard Stuff. Well, that's awkward. Just clip gold happening today. Thank you, ChatGPT. Now let's go ahead and oh, right. What? Oh yeah, there's some sculpting work that I need to fix in here. Or modeling work. Ah! No more hands. No more feet or legs. No more head or shoulders. Or face. You know, fair joke. But I feel like there's an equivalent joke with the Head and Shoulders brand. Hey there, Ron. How's it going? Oh, my UV edits are also gone. Son of a... Okay, we got work to do. Fix this up again. Enough there. The spot. Must fix you. Could be better on anxiety meds because I've been having massive panic attacks. That's not fun. I have had one panic attack in my life, and it was quite the experience. Oh yes. I forgot I need the giant one. Okay, I've got one random pixel down here that needs a touch up. They're silent ones, so I don't really notice until they happen. Huh. Alright. Good luck. That's about all I can say there. Okay, where is that pixel? There you are. Good. Glad to hear you're doing better. I think I'm gonna be a little lazier with this. So all that. Bring it in like that. That. That didn't really do what I wanted. Ah, fine, I'll do it by hand. By the way, while I'm doing this, my brain's racing trying to figure out how to fix up the legs, and I still just have no idea. What co-op games have I been playing? I've been playing an MMO. That counts. You consider that a co-op game? I have been playing Phantasy Star Online 2 Base, not New Genesis. Because I find New Genesis to be an awful game. Most MMOs are awful? Why do you say that? You, anyhow? Well... most is a very strong claim. So talk to me. What do you mean? Just a second, I'll get back to you, chat, once I get this resized. I think I need to do the same over here, right? They either feel dumbed down or have the worst microtransactions, or 90% of the content is irrelevant. Super toxic. So the reason I say most is a strong claim, the problem I have with the claim is there's a lot of MMOs out there, my dude. Like, so many. And I don't know if I would feel safe making the claim of most about that many without having played a lot of them. So, for example, on the subject of toxic, I would say most MMOs are not toxic at all because most MMOs are dead. Like, there's no players to be toxic in most MMOs. What's your opinion? I mean, being your personal opinion, like, this is something that is done online and I don't get it, is where people say, that's just my personal opinion. Okay. I can disagree with your opinion. Not stating a fact doesn't matter. Like, an opinion can still be disagreed with, and it can be interesting to discuss an opinion. For whatever reason, people like to throw up the "it's just an opinion, bro" as like a universal defense, and like no further discussion or critique can happen past that point. Which feels very odd to me, that that has become a thing. If it was a fact, you couldn't disagree on it, so yeah, why not? Why can't you disagree with a fact? I said, wait, hold on, time out, no, why can't you disagree with a fact? Because if it's true, there's nothing to really disagree about. So I suppose that, like, nested in your question right there is the answer to your question. What is there to disagree about with the fact? Whether or not it's true. That's probably the only thing that you can disagree about with a fact. But I would argue that that is a pretty important thing to be able to argue. Or disagree on, I should say. What's happening over here? Talk to me. Oh, son of a gun. I forgot there's tons of UV edits I did. Oh, that's painful. Oh, that is so painful. Okay. Okay. Got a little bit fixed. The problem is determining whether it's a fact or not. What do you mean? Wait, if it's a fact, it's a fact, there's no argument? So one distinction I draw in language that I think most people don't draw. So, I'm not sure the definition, even in the dictionary, of fact is particularly useful. A thing that is known or proven to be true. If that's the case, then there are no facts. Like, if this is our strict definition, there are no facts. Outside it, okay, sorry, Araron, you are correct. The one realm where there may be facts is mathematics, then, by this definition. What's this? What are you sending me? Still needs work. What am I? What's happening? Is there supposed to be audio? What? I cannot hear that. Okay, I've got my audio up now.
Stupid ass. Best viewers. Best viewers.
Huh? I don't get it. Still needs work. I think you broke your sense of humor. I think we shouldn't have talked to ChatGPT. I think something bad happened, and you broke. Nod your head and smile. Uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh. Making fun of the best viewers bots. Oh my god, still needs work said the bad word. I cannot believe still needs work would say the bad word. Oh, for shame. For shame. By the way, chat has been flooded with those bots, but my filters have taken care of all of it. So you guys don't have to worry about it. It just means that you aren't allowed to say the V word. And now people in chat who haven't been on the channel are like, what's the V word? What? The V word is bad. I agree. The V word is very bad. And shame on you still needs work for saying it. Anyway. Oh, man. But what I was saying about the word fact, it's kind of a useless definition in that what a fact is here is subjective. And facts, as far as I'm aware, are not supposed to be subjective. And what I mean by saying that fact by this definition is subjective, okay, proved to be true. Okay, then it is it was a fact that the sun was the center of the universe. Okay, but we now know that that is certainly not true. So, was it a fact before and is no longer a fact? That seems like a silly definition. And this is why I don't think the truth or falsehood of a fact changes whether or not it's a fact. No, it was never a fact to begin with? Okay, then you can never say anything is a fact, because anything you say could later be proven wrong. So nothing is a fact, we're done. Like, this is now a useless word outside of mathematics. Because there's nothing in science, there's nothing in philosophy, there's nothing even in history that you can say with certainty will never be proven wrong. So there's no such thing as facts. This is why this definition is useless. Because if at any point in the next billion years something is proven wrong, then it was never a fact to begin with. I think a more consistent and useful definition, it's a mathematical term, in your opinion? It's absolutely not. You would be the only person I know of on the planet who thinks that the word fact is a mathematical term. Given that we say all the time things like historical facts, economic facts. Yeah, I think a much more useful definition of fact is the exact antonym of opinion. I think that's much more useful. Something is a fact if it is objectively provable to be true or false. I think that's a far better definition. Now, and then we can have a second step to discuss, is the fact true? But the word fact is not... So, right now you are saying, okay, because we've come to this conclusion, then the word fact can no longer be used in the rest of society. Instead of revisiting just the definition of the word fact. Like, there's multiple solutions to this contradiction we've come to, and I worry that you've gone with the one that is the least useful for society. Like, saying, okay, no one is allowed to use the word fact anymore because it's inaccurate. Okay. Then how do we describe something that is not an opinion, that can be true or false? Give me a word. I need a word to say, okay, this is something measurable I need a single word. I don't want to have to give this long explanation every time, right? I want a single word that is to describe something that is provable to be true or false. What is that? What word do I use there? I think the closest word we have to that, and the word that requires the least changing in definition, is the word fact. And I think it would be very useful in language to start using terms like, this is a true fact. Right now, that's considered redundant, right? But without it being used, like we've just demonstrated, there's nothing outside of mathematics that you could ever say is a fact. And I'm not even absolutely certain that mathematics can't be proven wrong. Like, for all I know, mathematics could be, what's the word I just used a minute ago? Not relative, subjective, based on what universe you're in. If there are other universes, and math behaves differently in other universes, then math, even the concept 2 + 2, may not be inherently true. Sorry, 2 + 2 being 4 may not be inherently true. There's facts hidden somewhere. We may not know about it, but it's a fact. I think you're now starting to conflate the concept of a fact with the concept of objectivism, or being objective. And again, I think we are drawing such a hard line on the definition of the word fact that it is not a useful word anymore. Like, it seems to me that the way fact is used in modern day is to just say, I'm right, you're wrong about this thing. This is a fact, okay? That sentence doesn't mean anything. Your opinion? Well, yes. When we're talking about the utility of linguistic tools, obviously it has to be an opinion. Now, my statement that based on this definition, you cannot define something as a fact outside of mathematics, that's not an opinion. That is a conclusion based on a definition. Like, this is following a logical trail. Now, you can say that what I've said is logically inconsistent. Absolutely. Logical consistency is its own separate metric. But the thing I've said about this definition, about it not being applicable to the vast majority of terms that are currently called facts, is simply true or false, logically inconsistent or not. We going down a rabbit hole? This is why you guys come here. Rabbit holes are great. And this is actually something I've put a lot of thought into over the years. There's something called fuzzy logic. Okay. Fuzzy logic is just logic that you haven't fully thought out in the minutia. But this word in particular is one of my pet peeves because, as I've demonstrated for you guys, it's a useless term. In, like, the way we use it and the way it's defined are two different things. Wait. It's used in the case of AI. What is? Oh, fuzzy logic. Okay. That definition of fuzzy logic, I believe, refers to, like there's a specific, oh, how to describe it. I'm gonna look up a definition. Many valued logic that details with reasoning that is approximate rather than fixed. I don't know that most people will understand the sentence that I just said, but I think that's probably as accurate as you can be. Rip up your work, discard it, and enter rabbit holes. Honestly, if I could get a job where the entire job is just to dive into rabbit holes like this, I'd be in heaven. I could do this all day, every day, till the end of time, and be perfectly happy. The idea of a degree of truth? I don't... Well, that's not what this says. I don't think that's what this says. It says it right there. Fuzzy logic attempts to solve problems with an open, imprecise spectrum of data and heuristics that makes it possible to obtain an array of accurate conclusions. What? Okay, first off, this is an AI response, so I'm not going to trust it necessarily, but what part of this suggests that this is talking about a degree of truth? Oh, sorry. So fuzzy logic uses a degree of truth between 0 and 1. So this, I can already tell you, is not accurate. Because fuzzy logic is also heavily used in probability. The likelihood of something occurring, which is not the same thing as a degree of truth. There is a likelihood of an event being true, but that's not the same thing as... This is almost like an expectation value. Does that make sense? So there's other things that are fuzzy logic that is not just degree of truth. This is the equivalent of saying, of calling a rectangle a square. Okay, some rectangles are squares, but not all of them. Partial truth right there. Yes! Correct! Oh, I'm starting to hate this rabbit hole. But yeah, I think that one takeaway I want everyone to have from this is when you're using words and leaning on definitions, it's worth taking some time to consider, given the definition, is it actually useful and does it comport with the way we use it? Because a definition is supposed to describe the way in which we use words. It's descriptive rather than prescriptive. Even though I would probably prefer a model where definitions are prescriptive, but that's a whole separate rabbit hole that we're not going down today. Point being, always check what the actual usage is and see if it agrees with what the definition is. Because a lot of people like to throw out a definition and use the definition as an argument in and of itself. But if the definition isn't actually correct to how the term is used, or, and when we're talking about things like formal debates, you should actually lay out your definitions so that the people talking can describe how they use these words. And you want to make sure that you're using a common definition, but the definition itself is not an argument. Do you agree we need to overhaul a lot of definitions? Yeah. Wait, are we using math for beheadings now? How does that work? Chat, you guys are getting weird. Ooh. Ooh. I have a fun thing we can do with ChatGPT. Can anything be declared a fact? I want to know what ChatGPT concludes with it. Like, I want to pose my arguments to it. And I want to see how ChatGPT responds to this. What? I don't... Oh, it wants me to pick a response. Question of whether anything can be declared a fact delves into deep philosophical discussions about the nature of reality, knowledge, and truth. Philosophers have long debated what constitutes a fact and how we come to know or assert them. This isn't actually the way I want to ask this question. Is it possible for a piece of information to meet the definition of fact? That, I think, is a better way to phrase the question. Need more coffee, you think? Fair. Yes. A piece of information can meet the definition of a fact, but the term fact carries nuances, meanings. Nuance means across different disciplines and contexts. General usage in everyday language. A fact is typically understood as something that has actual existence or an actual occurrence. For instance, Merriam-Webster defines fact as something that has actual existence or an actual occurrence. This, I think, is a better definition. And it's interesting that ChatGPT did not reference the Oxford definition. Very interesting. Scientific context facts refer to observations that has been repeatedly confirmed and accepted as true. However, scientific facts are considered provisional, subject to revision with new evidence. Okay, so within the context of science being provisional, perfectly acceptable definition there. Perfectly happy with that. All they is you, it's a different data set. While facts are generally seen as objective truths, several factors can complicate interpretation. Brute facts. One that cannot be explained by any more fundamental fact. These are facts that just are without further explanation. Fact value distinction. Piece of information qualifies as a fact when it accurately represents a state of affairs or reality. However, the determination and interpretation of facts can be influenced by context, perspective, frameworks within which they are considered. Therefore, while facts aim to represent objective truths, their identification and understanding may involve subjective elements. Now let's try to hammer it down on this definition. And any piece of information meet the Oxford definition of fact. A thing that is known to be true, especially when it can't be proven. Emphasize the fact that a piece of information that has been verified and is accepted as true. However, not every piece of information qualifies as a fact under this definition. For information to be considered fact, it must be substantiated by evidence or proof. Summary: many pieces of information can be facts. So it's not even engaging with the definition. Yeah, so notice ChatGPT actually had to drop the definition from the Oxford English Dictionary and redefine it in order to say that things can be facts. So this is a very roundabout way of saying the Oxford English Dictionary definition of the word fact is useless. Thank you, ChatGPT. And obviously, I am not suggesting that ChatGPT saying this means it is true. Simply that ChatGPT doesn't want to tell me that the definition is useless. It doesn't want to just say that because, you know, if it said that, Oxford English Dictionary could sue OpenAI. This has already happened a few times where AI says something and OpenAI gets, or ChatGPT says something, and then OpenAI gets sued for defamation. So it's been programmed to not ever say something like this dictionary is wrong, because that would potentially open them up to a lawsuit. So instead, it's like, let me just change the definition. Anyway, that was fun. Normally they say to me, or something along the lines of Japanese phrase for till we meet again. Yeah, what was... I think it was the ending theme of the anime Kenichi, World's Mightiest Disciple, where they had the weirdest inflection with English, like a lot of English in the outro theme. And I remember specifically, sayonara bye bye was just the wildest thing. And it wasn't like sayonara, how most people think to say it. It was sayonara. Like with emphasis on every single syllable. It was very weird. And they had to do it because of how it matched with the music, but I distinctly remember that just being very weird. Oh. There we go. That was better. You need to post another meme again? Dude, I think you might have an addiction. Not might, you definitely have an addiction. Fair. Oh heavens. No. No. I hate that this is a thing. And I hate that it needs to be a thing. How would you write, "I changed a light bulb" on your resume? Single-handedly managed the successful upgrade and deployment of new environmental illumination system with 0 cost overruns and 0 safety incidents. Yeah, this is... So, this is a skill you absolutely need to learn if you're going to be successful in applying for jobs. Because everyone is doing this. And in order to compete with everyone who's doing this, you have to also be doing this. Now, this specific example is way too over the top, obviously. But it illustrates the point You need to learn to talk yourself up without lying. So like this, when someone reads this, they're going to, like, if you get the interview, they're going to ask you about this. What do you mean? What was this illumination system? At which point, you're gonna have to say, I changed a light bulb. And then they'll probably kick you out. But knowing how to focus in on your accomplishments at a workplace, or laugh, I mean, they would probably do both. At least the jobs I apply to, if I were to put on my resume that I changed a light bulb but describe it this way, they would laugh and then kick me out. And be curious about everything else on the resume. I think it would cause them to not be curious, but skeptical. Like, I don't think they would be prompted to ask more questions. I think they would just say, okay, so probably everything on this resume is just nonsense. Daughter is back from college and discarded her childhood toys to the shed. I got up early this morning to do some fog. Oh, that's wrong. I don't like it. So I'm reminded of a prank I saw from someone post online where if I recall correctly, it was posted by a woman who, her mother-in-law was reading the book Exorcism, and had decided, like, she started reading it and decided it was an evil book. And I guess they were at the beach or something, and she didn't want it around, like, it was just bad, evil, horrible. And so she threw the book into the ocean. Okay? So this daughter-in-law decided to go to the bookstore, buy a new copy of this book, take it home, soak it in water in the sink, and then leave it drenched on the mother-in-law's nightstand. Oh, ma'am, that is a special kind of evil. Oh, that is so cruel. Also, depending on the age of the in-law, that could have caused a heart attack. Absolutely. Oh, but that level of evil, I was just like, you know what? Hat off to you, ma'am. Like, wow. Anyway. Enough memes. Okay, I need to get this thing shrunk down and animating, and I'm not entirely sure how to do it. Speaking of evil, okay. How are we? How? Oh my god, it kind of sort of maybe fixed, but not really. Did it? Nope, did not work. Let's do this. Why is Blender being all weird right now? Okay. I think I'm mostly fixed. Okay. How do I fix this? Oh, son of a... I can't believe I just did that. Okay. Thank you for the F's in the chat. See, what did I miss in chat? The Apple mobile app is such garbage. The limited. Yes, I hate Blender. Oh, we're talking about the Twitch app. Rather stream on YouTube or Kick. Yeah, I did not save. And the thing is, I wanted to not save some of it, but not all of it. I was in a bad spot anyway. Oh! Yeah, I'm back here to before the import. Son of a... What's another way I can... Oh, that... Wait! I have an idea! It's a terrible, stupid idea. But it'll work. Oh, I hate what I'm about to do. Oh, this is gonna be so stupid. You're gonna love it, chat, but it's so stupid. Okay, so first off, let me get this guy where he's supposed to be. how did I get this guy working right? Does anyone like banana chips or just me? What? What? Guys, you can't just say random nonsense. It hurts my brain. Okay. That's not right. I'm very confused. Why can't I get this to match up now? Ah! Uh, Is this? Maybe that's funny to a computer? Wait, what? What's funny to a computer? Oh, whether or not AI can come up with a joke. Oh, I'm sure AI can come up with a joke. I'm positive. Joke about citrus and skydiving. I'm just here to lift your spirits. What? I don't understand. I always know how to drop in. Also, there's a banana. What? Here's a zesty skydiving joke for you. Why did the lemon go skydiving? Because it wanted to add some zest to its life. Yuck, yuck, yuck. That's actually not a bad joke. Like, the structure of the joke is there. So bad, but this is like a dad joke bad. This isn't like AI joke bad. This one definitely dropped the ball on Orange, but Orange, you glad you brought a parachute? Otherwise, you'd be in a real jam. There's a joke there. And of course, there's the annoying Orange skydiving. Of course. Okay, let's give it something more useful to go up to play off of. Since apparently I'm not fixing this model today. Let's try... joke about Blender and AI. There we go. We'll see what it does. Here's a lighthearted joke that combines Blender and AI. Why did the AI refuse to use Blender? Because every time it tried to render a scene, it got stuck in an infinite loop of self-reflection. I don't get it. I think this might be a joke that's funny to computers. Let's see. Blender joke involving... Chat, give me something. Just give me a random something, chat. Oh no. Hey Linda, I see you just purchased a blender. Even so, I will now bombard you with non-stop blender ads for the next month. You get the wrong blender? Yeah. This is actually a really good joke. I like it. I'm pretty like it's simple. It's not. It's right there in your face. It's fine. Like it's a decent joke. Good job. It's human made. Are you sure? Oh. Also, it having a signature doesn't mean anything. So it having a signature and it having cartoon stock on there does not mean it's not made by AI. Just FYI. Because AI can absolutely put signatures on things. Why did Blender crash during my render? Because it couldn't handle the pressure and decided to blend in with the system logs. That's pretty decent. I'm okay with that one. I don't know what handle has. I don't know what it's trying to get at with the word handle, but blend in with the system logs during a crash. I think that's great. There is a solid joke somewhere in here. Anyway. Okay, what the heck am I gonna do? I don't get it. Like, why did it break? And I can't go back far enough. Okay. Ooh. Another idea. I have an older save. I have an older save. There it is. Oh my goodness. Okay. Here? I know what I want. Okay. how to bring this over. File, import. No, this isn't the right thing. A pen. This is what I want. And all in one. And all I want is that mesh, which is called Wizard Clothes Up. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It's 005. I wonder if I can just grab the object. That looks so promising. Where is it? It's back! It's fixed! Hooray! Okay. Save it. Since that's finally back and fixed. And I still have no idea what to do. Basically at all. With the legs. I got nothing. Yeah, I got nothing. I got absolutely nothing. By the way, guys, were you here when we completely broke the card game in Wuthering Waves? Because if you weren't, well, I got a silly thing to show you guys. I'll take that as a yes, you were here then. Anyway, for anyone else, go back over the past couple days and check out Wuthering Waves gameplay. Oh, you do want to see it, okay. Yeah, I'm fine just stepping away from this for now. Because I am epically frustrated with Blender. Okay. That's saved. We're happy. Yeah, I want to show you just the absolutely dumbest thing I put together in Wuthering Waves. They introduced a new card game, and so of course, the very first thing I did with my deck building was to just break the game. Because that's what we do here. We break stuff. Mostly Blender, but other stuff too. Come on, Croriams, go faster. One, I'm kind of ready to call it on stream anyway, from the massive frustration with Blender. Hurry it up, Doyle! Blender is your nemesis? Yes. It is the most necessary of ultimate evils. Alright. So, card game. We're gonna do a difficult challenge because this is I want it to be a real hard time here. And you'll notice the name of the deck I've put together. Infinite Modulate 2. This is version 2 of playing infinite cards. Just you wait. This is stupid. This is so stupid. Okay. Let's see. I don't want that. That one? I should swap it. Okay. I need, ideally, to be able to play 3 cards. Not playing that. That's fine. That's fine. Let's see, who is this? That's not who I want. Fine. Grab that. There's you. There. Not the card I'm looking for. But that's fine. This is still an okay start, and I think I'll be able to pull off the infinite combo next turn anyway. So, the idea of this deck is first round, I don't care win or lose. Because first round, it's impossible for the enemy to take away all of my health points. Now I get a terrible hand. So it is possible to rework this to sacrifice the first 2 turns instead, and I'm gonna have to do that. Yeah. Which is fine. Even in the first 2 turns, I don't think it's possible to do to beat your opponent. But now I have to not get unlucky in order to pull this off. Okay, I just won. This round I win. Are you ready for the absolute ridiculousness that is this game? First, let's get some more energy. And let's draw more cards. And let's draw more cards. And let's get more energy. And just so it's easier, let's put this over here. And let's draw more cards. And more cards. And you know what? Let's sacrifice to get some more energy. Let's see. Oh, we can transform him. Because that just removes him from the deck. That's great. Let's get more cards. And why don't we get more cards? We need more energy. Let's get more cards. And more cards. Oh, we did enough modulates to get our big card. That's fine. Let's do some sacrificing. Whoop. And more cards. Notice every time I do this, this number here, the one that's 11 now, keeps going up. That is the amount of damage I do if I win the round in combat. So we're gonna just boop-a-doop, boop-a-doop, and let's draw more cards. I think you're noticing a pattern here. Because every time I play one of these cards to modulate, I draw 2 cards, which I can sacrifice 1 for 1 energy to be able to play another card. And yeah, let's I still need to keep going a little bit. Another thing worth noting, okay, here, the special skills are adding up every single time, which wouldn't be too big of a deal, except I can add this special skill onto him as well. So now, for every point, I'm getting an extra 20% damage during combat. Are you seeing the problem here? Oh, no, no, no. Oh, no, I think I just broke it. Oh, no. Oh, please, RNG, save me. Oh, good. Oh, good. We're good. I played a card wrong there, but it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Woo. Let's see, do I have enough damage to one-shot the enemy now? 35, 6, 7, 8. Now, let's just make sure this thing's up at 45 at least. Okay. Now, sacrifice that guy. Go ahead and play our big boy. Now, what else can we do here? I'm not gonna get 2 of those. That's fine. I need a superpower on there. Boop, boop, boop. And you go there. It's also worth noting this guy has an echo skill. When you modulate this echo, for each special skill it owns, increase damage up to 100%. This is stupid. This is so stupid. And we found out the other day, the game will stop you after you've modulated 100 times in a single round. If you modulate 100 times, you cannot modulate further. And that's the end of that line. In theory, I would have wanted boost on him, but I don't think it'll be necessary, because watch what he's about to do. Oh, one shot. Oh, one shot. And we win. That's the whole game. So I've now created a deck that is basically guaranteed to win within 3 turns. Because you can just play infinite cards. But there you go. I love breaking games in ways like that. So much fun. At some point I might try to build a different deck, but you know, that was pretty fun. And I don't know, I clearly don't need another deck because there's no deck that can beat that. You might clip that. Hey, if you go back a couple days ago, I did test getting it to 100. And it did. It was a very silly day. But, friends, that is where I'm going to call it for today. So, folks, thank you so much for joining. I hope you had fun. I hope you learned something. If you did, please give the video a share. Maybe you know someone who wants to learn game dev along with us. And, as always, an extra special thank you to you folks over on Ko-fi. You guys help me out more than you can possibly imagine. Yeah. And above all, guys, I hope y'all have an absolutely wonderful day. Take care, everyone.